And one mindset that I want to get to issue is that I find some people, they're like, oh, this mortgage seems way more burdensome than my rent. And, it feels like a heavier weight, but in reality, I don't know that logistically it really matters much. Obviously, who you're paying to and the timelines may differ, but the reality is the same. If you don't,
Mhm.
if you're not current, you get charged, and if you continue not to make it, you get evicted. It's
Yeah.
now there are
There
some
are, yeah, there's some deeper financial responsibilities, right? If you
right,
were to get foreclosed on or lose your property or whatever. Um, but the gain is greater, right? Like you that
correct,
is so, it's like that working out thing, right? If you want to build muscle or grow, there's a little bit of pain involved.
yeah,
And so the gain that you have in owning is so much greater. Um, and that's when the returns are greater, it's almost all the time that the risk is higher, right?
yeah. Well, let's talk about those two in contrast, right? If you decide that you want to be a renter for years, um, and you can't make your rental payment, the most you're on the hook for is probably the remainder of your lease and some fees and charges. Where
Mhm.
on a mortgage, yeah, you could, if you default, that'll be on your credit, and that could follow you around for much longer. So there's the downside difference, but the upside difference of owning a home is the equity that you gain in the home,
Yeah.
which can be, easily thousands of dollars, if not easily tens of thousands of dollars, in fairly short order, because, we all know a year or two, you can blink and that'll pass by.
Yeah.
So even if you're using just kind of easy numbers, let's use a ultra conservative number of 3% a year appreciation, on a $5,000 home or $500,000 home, you know, that's significant.
Substantial. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I, I don't want to get too deep into this because I don't want to scare people off, but you have to understand, I think, the risk in anything you do. Um, but the reward, like I said, the reward outweighs the risk. Like you're talking about in that situation, you're talking about in a year on a very conservative standard, you could have $15,000 in appreciation, right?
yeah.
Um, there's not a lot of places you can get that kind of return without even more risk, right?